Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me in this very special yin class, where we'll be sending some energy out into the universe for the Ukraine and also for Russia. Now, right away, that thought may feel uncomfortable, so I wanted to start with that. Russia is actually the source of this, and specifically Putin, the source of this disharmony that's in the world right at this moment, specifically around Ukraine. So in order for that and his energy to be moved, we actually have to send love, true, unconditional love to him, as to shift that energy that is with him, as well as to everyone in Ukraine. So right as I say that at the beginning, you might feel real comfortable with that. You may say, yeah, Karen, I agree. You're right. I hadn't thought about it that way. You may also be experiencing sensations of, heck no, are you crazy? And all sorts of words about it. Both are normal reactions and they're fine reactions. Hence why we're going to practice today so that as we refine our own energy and connect fully with that vibration of unconditional love, then later on, when we're sending that energy out, we will be pure ourselves in that energy, and all these thoughts around it will naturally just drop away. Now, we may wonder, I know when I was called to host a class around this, there's always a little bit of a, well, who am I? I'm a yoga teacher. I send energy out. I know I say prayers, etc. But how can we really affect this world event? Well, actually, how we do it is our intention, that pure intention that goes out, is literally energetically sent to the angels, the guides, God, all those energies we all know about. And then it is exponentially lifted by them and energized more fully to expand it out where it's needed in a high vibrational energy, stronger than what we create. So that is why, literally, we can affect the energy of the world. One thing I always like to remind us of through this process is that we are part of the world. We individually are part of this greater universe. So every time we are sharing, it energizes us as well. So our purpose of our yin practice will be merely to purify ourselves, bring ourselves into the vibration of love, and then the angels will handle the rest. So we're going to start today in any comfortable seated position. It can be Virasana, it can be cross-legged. You've been sitting for a moment now. If you want to change the cross of your legs, that's perfectly great. So our first mudra, our first hand position, will actually be as we center ourselves. This mudra is known as a mudra for help in what might be called a grave situation, a big deal, something that's quite moving and quite dire for many people. So we're going to ask for help energetically with this situation. So all we're going to do is place our hands on our chest, and we just soften the shoulders and soften the elbows. Our fingers do not have to touch. If they lightly touch, that is beautiful because it closes the energy seal. Now we know we can't touch all the fingers because they're different lengths. So it's okay if just one finger touches. If two tips of the fingers touch, that's fine. Whatever is easeful. The belly button's lightly drawn in and the eyes gently close. This mudra is working. There's no need to even hold a thought. It's happening on its own. So As our belly button lightly draws in, it starts to press the sits bones down a little more fully and deeply into Mama Earth. And as this happens, we're energetically connecting with her deep, deep, deep down. And she responds by sending life force up, up, up through the spine, which creates a little tingling in top of head, which is the crown chakra opening to the heavens. And the universe, the heavens, the angels respond by sending love down. Our aura is a beautiful energy of each one of us, and it goes out from us in all directions. 2 feet is the optimal distance. Goes out your back, down below you. The shape is an egg, where the wider portion of the egg is below you, 2 feet. The smaller portion is above you, 2 feet. So as we pause here, your own aura, your own energy center is being filled with life force and love, which is a white light with silver and gold sparkles. So pause in the silence, knowing your aura is being filled and energized for this practice, for this mission. In your mind's eye, see this beautiful egg-shaped aura. See yourself in the center and see that beautiful, shiny, bright white light with silver and gold sparkles. As we continue to open our own energy centers to this vibration of love, I want to create a little protection around our aura. So we can imagine it like a very thin eggshell around this beautiful aura. The color is blue. It is the blue veil of protection. So see that blue shell going around you. It allows high vibrational energy in. However, that shell protects us from low vibrational energy coming in. There is a high vibrational feminine energy that is this blue light. It is often thought of and symbolized as Mother Mary. It's a female vibration. In the angelic realm, this blue protective shell is often associated with Archangel Michael. He has his sword and his shield to protect us. Archangel Michael is one of the original archangels that is found both in Judaism and Christianity. So often he is a very unifying symbol for us. So pause seeing that blue light of protection. And it is done. Slowly releasing your hands to the lap. We're going to take all the time in the world to allow the eyes to gently open. So we barely crack the eyes. The gaze is down and just letting enough light in that you can still see your eyelashes. And the eyes might need to close again, and then we lightly flutter the eyes, maybe opening them a crack more. You just kind of go back and forth here, gently closing the eyes, flutter again. And only when the eyes are ready to open will you allow for that to happen. At first, the gaze is downward. And then when you are ready, you allow the gaze to rise. No rush. Good. Then slowly and gently, taking all the time in the world, just allow the legs to extend. We're going to take those hands, we're going to lightly brush them down the legs. We're actually here, we have the hip crease here, so we're actually encouraging toxicity from the belly when we start here and we slide the legs down to actually be released. So we're just moving some of that liquid a little bit as we begin. It's from the toxins from the lymphatic system. There are lymph nodes in our hip creases and in our belly. Good. So this morning, we're going to start in prostration posture. This is a back bend. So it allows our heart to open even more. And we're also preparing our body for increasing these shapes. So in prostration, that's a hard word to say, posture, we'll come onto the belly. We'll lengthen the arms forward and we'll allow the forehead to come to the earth. The third eye will gently be stimulated. If that's at all uncomfortable for the neck, merely make a pillow with your hands, placing the palms down, one on top of the other, and your forehead in the hands. You'll get the same exact vibration if you do it that way. So just making your way. Good. Everybody's looking great. Good. Yeah, everybody looks great. And as we soften, the breath continues, long, slow, deep, and full. Pausing right here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. When you've completed the third breath, we're going to take all the time in the world to make our way onto our left side. And so the left arm is long, the head is relaxed on the left arm, the body is nice and long, and your right fingertips are just in front of you to help you balance right here on the edge of your body. We're going to continue with this back bend vibration. We're going to add a few steps nice and slowly. So we're balancing on the edge of the body. The head is relaxed on the arm is left arm is extended under you. Check in whether you prefer palm up or palm down on that extended arm. I'm a little bit too long to be seen totally in the screen, so I know you can't see my hand, but both are correct, palm up or palm down. We're merely going to take this top leg, your right leg. We're going to slide the foot on the earth just behind the bottom leg, the left leg. So we just relax that top leg, that right leg. And as you soften, the knees might gently soften a little bit, which might create a little micro bend in the knees. That's perfectly fine. This right arm is just relaxed for balance. And pause here for a few breaths. You may start to feel the gentle tugging across belly and psoas and in front of hip, a little bit of that as hip flexor, that muscle group, as that area opens up. Good. Now you're welcome to stay right here. You do not need to add. Please double check that if you choose to add, that the hip is happy and that the low back is happy and that your balance is fine on the edge of your body. So if you're going to choose to continue, you might want to, this bottom leg, the left leg, you might want to bend it just a little bit to give that side body a little more surface area on the earth, so, or a little bit more of a shift so that the angles will create a balance. Then optionally, we'll pick up this right leg and we'll reach back and we'll find the foot or the ankle with that hand. Then we soften the legs, bringing the thighs towards one another. They're not necessarily going to touch. And then we soften the right shoulder back and down. So we start to relax this right leg. And again, it might land on the left leg, it might not. That bottom left leg, you might want to straighten it a little bit. You might feel good with it bent. Then we pause here. This increases the vibration in that hip flexor area. So only as long as it feels yummy do you breathe here. Good. We are getting an additional opening across right shoulder into right neck, up and around through jaw, and up and around the ear. So just soften in the silence. You're all doing great. Continuing to soften here for 6 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths, which is 1 minute. Good. So to dismount, gently bend the bottom leg a little bit more to give you that extra balance. Slowly release the hand from the foot. Allow the leg to extend. Pause for a moment with your right arm right on top of your body, just reclining for a moment, feeling the vibrations. Now, in a few moments, we're going to make our way to a seated position before we do the other side of this. Our seated position will be a forward bend, will be in flexion, so we will settle the spine in the next shape. But for the dismount of this, some of you prefer to roll to your belly and then push up to seated. Some of you will prefer to roll on your back for a moment and then come to seated. Check with yourself. They're both correct. And then allow yourself to make that roll. Bring that left arm long by your body. Let it rest for a few moments. Feel all the vibrations. And then, taking all the time in the world, we'll make our way to a comfortable seated position. Just pausing for a moment, noticing the vibrations so far. So, seated Buddha is a very fun little seated position that's very comfortable for most people for the back. So, we'll find our way with our feet flat on the floor in front of us and our legs together. So for some people, the feet are further apart. We want our spine comfortable. We might want to hold on to the backs of the thighs for a moment so we can feel our spine lengthen. For some people, these legs are tight in. It's where it feels good for you and where you can sit up nice and well. It's okay to use the hands to slightly help ourselves lift up high. Now we're going to take this right leg. We're going to do kind of a half butterfly, release it out, but we're going to take the foot, the ankle, and we're going to lift it. We're going to bring it behind this left ankle. So it's right behind, and then we've got it in this outer rotation. It's relaxing. Now, once you're in this shape, maybe you don't have to, it's not a must, but you might say, oh, you know what, I think in that way I can sit up a little higher and pull in a little bit. If that calls to you, do so. If it calls to you to stay a little more forward, do that. Hands can be interlaced in front of the left thigh. They might be behind that left thigh. This next option is very optional. It just depends on the length of torso and length of arms and legs. It's proportional of whether it's available or not. For some of you, melting over the leg and placing the side of your head on your left knee is very easeful for your body. So if that's you, you can certainly do that. I'm going to stay upright so I can watch you. Everybody looks great. Softening here for a few breaths. Pausing right here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. Good. When you've completed your third breath, we're going to make our way into that same series, but we'll be reclining on the right side. So from this position, it's probably very easy to lean towards the right and just stack the legs. Then from here, they can lengthen long onto the earth, sliding that right arm long, resting your head on your arm, extending both legs long, and then perhaps using this left arm for balance. We pause right here for just a few breaths, relaxing that left shoulder. Now, as we pause and we're reclining, one of the beauties of this being on our side body, whichever side we are reclining on, the pressure of our body weight onto our side body is actually softening all the connective tissues in the side. So even though we may be thinking of this front body opening in front of hip opening, know that we're actually opening side body as well. So let's take this left foot, this top foot, and let's just slide it right off the right leg. So the foot's right behind the ankle. We start to soften the hip. We start to soften the legs. And again, there may be a little micro bend in the knees. And if that happens, that's perfectly fine. We don't have to try to keep the legs straight. Starts off with a little bit in psoas, which actually does transverse into our belly area. So you might be noticing something in belly a little bit. That's normal. And as always, before we go to the next little piece, we double check our brain to say, hey, brain, let me know if this is not okay for me in this moment. And if for some reason the hip is not happy holding the foot, you can come right back where we are, stay right where we are, or come back to this, but in the same shape. If you'd like a hair more, but the foot isn't working for you, you can slide this top leg back just a hair more, and you'll get more into hip flexor. So I should have said that on the other side. So that's the option if you want just a hair more, but holding onto the foot isn't working for you, okay? So to create a little more of an angle so that we stay balanced, you might want to bend a little bit into this right leg and just bend it a little bit to give you that more surface area of balance. We soften the left leg. You might have to lift your leg up like I have to. I can't reach it otherwise. So hold on to foot and ankle, and then we soften. Then we soften the left shoulder. We soften the left leg. The thigh starts to melt, the leg lets go, no knee pain here. So if we have knee discomfort, we go to that straighter leg version. And then we soften wherever we are, whatever variation we're choosing. The energetic quality of these reclining shapes. They are back bends, so that is the vibration of love. That is the vibration that releases our anxieties and our fears naturally, merely by being in these shapes. The transitional shape, the seated Buddha shape, is a flexion which allows us, for many of us, after back bends, a little forward bend feels quite nutritional, actually, almost to us. So the seated Buddha is a way to continue that love vibration, but with the spine in the opposite direction. So every shape, every asana that's been chosen today is specific to continue to increase this vibration of unconditional love through our energy field, through our aura, through our body, through our cells, through our brain, through our entire vibration. Pausing right here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. When you've completed that third breath, start to gently release the foot. And then merely relax the left arm on your body, just letting that shoulder settle for a moment, feeling these vibrations. We ask ourselves the question once again, self, am I to roll to my belly or onto my back? It might be different on this side, and that's perfectly fine. And then once we make that decision, we gently roll whichever way we're called. We slide that right arm long. We pause for a few moments, just enjoying these vibrations. And when you're ready, softening the knees, coming up into a seated position very gently. We're going to go right into our flexion to relax the back. So the feet are flat on the earth, the knees are bent in front of us. We're either holding on in front, we're holding on behind, where the thighs, we're lifting the sternum up. So a nice long spine, the shoulders are soft. And then we allow this outer rotation of left leg, and we'll bring the foot, that little front of the ankle, right behind this right leg. And it might even be touching. We can snuggle that in. We'll sit up well. Again, the optional bringing hands behind, maybe grabbing opposite elbows and relaxing the head on the knee. It's an option if that feels good for your body and is easeful. Otherwise, we'll sit up well. I'm going to sit up well so I can see you well. Just soften and enjoy. Notice how the spine settles and becomes very happy. Pausing right here for 3 more long, full, deep, absolutely gorgeous breaths. Absolutely no rush. When you have completed that third breath, gently pushing, using your hand to bring that left leg up. Let's make our way into a hammock shape to really recover everything. So for some of us, we like to put our palms down, but put our hands behind our low back, palms down. It's about half of us. It's the shape of the bones that determines whether this is comfortable or not. And then we lean back on the forearms and we gently windshield wiper in our hammock. As always, if you're called to wang, feel free to wang those legs. You might want to rotate that leg in the socket. Just give yourself whatever you need here. Making sure to take a moment to extend the legs, perhaps pointing and flexing the feet as well. Good. Now we're going to find our way into any comfortable seated position. As always, you can sit up on a blankie or a bolster. If you've got it, you can also sit well on Mama Earth, whatever feels good to you in this moment. Now, this is any comfortable seated position. It might be cross-legged. It might be legs out. It might be legs in a V. It's just whatever feels good to you. So our next mudra is a mudra for love. And it is a mudra where we can send the vibration of love. Again, the angels will lift our intention specifically to a person or a small group. So this is where we're going to send the vibration specifically to Russia, specifically to Putin. And the love vibration of unconditional love, we're asking it to vibrate through his energy field so strongly that it gets accepted into his energy, into his brain, into his thought process to stop what he is doing. So the mudra is bringing the middle finger and the pinky finger towards the palm. We're extending the index and the pinky. I think I might have said that wrong. Maybe I didn't. I am in yoga brain. So it's middle two fingers down towards the palm, the outer two fingers, pinky and index, spreading away. And then we lightly bring the thumb on top of the middle fingers. The shoulders are soft, so it's okay to bring those upper arms in towards the body. The palms are facing forward rather than away. And allow the eyes to gently close. And this vibration of love to Putin is being carried. First, all of us practicing together raises that vibration exponentially. And then the angels lift it and raise it and take it to Russia, into Putin's heart. We'll pause in the silence for a few moments. Slowly and gently releasing the mudra, bringing the hands to the lap, and pause for a few moments. Sometimes after a mudra, to put a kind of a little period on the end of that energetic practice. Sometimes it feels good to say something along the lines of amen, and so it is. It is. So if there's anything like that that calls to you, please feel free. And it is so. Then when you are ready, gently lengthening the legs, we're going to make our way onto our backs for just one final little stretch of our backs and making our bodies all nice and terrific before we do our mantra. So we'll find our way onto our backs. We'll start off with knees bent and feet flat. This just allows our low back curve and the gentle curve in the back of our neck to just reestablish. So we just pause here for a moment. Everything settles. Nice and easeful. We'll merely bring that left thigh in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers around the thigh. Soften the shoulders, soften the arms, and allow that left leg to extend onto Mama Earth. Just pausing here in this very soft, easeful, soothing knee to chest. Slowly and gently, bending the left knee, placing the foot flat on the earth, releasing the right leg. Pause for just a moment. And gently bringing left thigh in towards chest. Interlace the fingers around the thigh. Soften the shoulders, soften the arms. And gently allow that right leg to lengthen onto Mama Earth. And pausing here. Slowly and gently, bending that right leg, placing the foot flat on the earth, releasing the left. Then extend both legs, pausing for just a few breaths in a mini Shavasana. Taking all the time in the world. Bend the knees, place the feet flat on the earth. Rolling over to your right side, gently pushing up to a comfortable seated position for our mantra. So our mantra is Sarvesham Swatir Bhavantu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Parnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. So each one of those middle words means something a little bit different. So the Shavastir, the first Swastir, excuse me, that is actually, it means health or well-being. So through this mantra, we're going to send love and peace to the universe, specifically to Ukraine. So then Bhavatu means let there be. So we're sending the peace and love. So that line is saying, let there be peace and love. So again, the swastir is, hey, this is going to be sent to everybody. So then we're sending this extra little let it be, the peace and love. Then Purnam, the third one, is completeness. So we're saying we mean this completely to everybody to have this love and peace. And then Mangalam, which is the fourth one, stands for often spiritual success. So love is a high vibrational energy. It is a spiritual energy. So we are sending this love to actually happen. Yes, it is being sent. It's being carried for sure, successfully to the angels and then where it's intended. So it essentially means, if we take it all, the Sarvesham means may there be. Bhavantu is to all. And again, the center words. So sometimes it's translated without breaking it apart. So specifically, it'll say, may there be happiness in all. May there be peace in all. May there be completeness in all. May there be success in all. But again, that's spiritual success. We end this with Om Shanti 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 Hi. So the first Shanti, Om, is the universal sound, the sound of love. The first Shanti is for our own limitations. Peace. Shanti means peace, peace around our own limitations. The second Shanti is peace around the challenges that are arising from others. And then the third Shanti is peace over the universe. So that's how the Shanti Hi is done. So that's our meaning. So essentially, we're sending love and peace out to all. We are part of all, so this will also flow through us as we practice. And then how we'll do it is we have the Shruti to help us with the sound. Remember, we're not on any particular note. We're not trying to sound pretty. It is vibrational. So it's however it comes through. If it comes through cracked, if it comes through low, if it comes through high in terms of our singing it or saying it, and you can sing it or say it. Any of that doesn't matter. And I will also argue that the more we're off a note, a pretty note, the higher the vibration is. That is part of the Nada Yoga, the yoga of sound is actually that. And that the belief is when we're off center, so to speak, and a lot of the music from India is actually off those specific do, re, mi, all those notes. So anyway, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting on my mala. 8, 9, 10, 11. We are going to be doing this 11 times. So the whole repetition of the 4 lines 11 times. I'll let you know when we're on the last repetition. I'll say right in between 10 and 11, I'll say one more or final one, and then we say it one more time. At the end of that is the Om Shanti 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 He. And then after that, you'll recline in Shavasana. So the thought is, may there be love and peace throughout the world, specifically to the citizens of Ukraine, making sure we are sending love and peace to Russia and to the Russian government, and to this entire world for other areas of the world that are in lower vibrational energies as well. We know for sure that as we practice, that the angels will carry this energy where it is needed. So we actually begin with a thought of gratitude for this practice and for the energy of this practice. I'll sing it one time and then join in with me. And we'll do it 11 times. So I'll do it this one time so you know, ideally, not ideally, somewhat how it will sound. Doesn't have to sound exactly like this. Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Now you'll join in. Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. One more after this. Sarvesham Swatir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Here's our Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Whenever you are called, you can make your way into your Shavasana. ever so slowly and gently, feel yourselves returning to the body by starting with very small moves of gently wiggling the fingers and gently wiggling the toes. When you are ready, rolling the head one way, and slowly and gently rolling it the other. Absolutely no rush. When you are ready, reaching fingers to toes in a good morning stretch. Taking all the time in the world to bring one thigh in towards the chest, then the other, and just give those thighs a sweet, gentle hug. Slowly rolling over onto the right side in a fetal position, pausing there. And then slowly and gently pushing up to any comfortable seated position. And we bring palms together at heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for your energy. Together, we lifted love and peace across the universe. And now it is so. We bow in gratitude. Namaste.